Here's a solar panel. It looks like this. The size is pretty reduced, 37 centimeters by 37 and 8 centimeters that way. It's monocrystalline, 100 watts. So how is this small? It's folded into 5 pieces. BK87483. Keep it dry, probably not waterproof. The box itself is 37 centimeters. For one hand is pretty heavy. That's the thickness. It's not too large at all. It has zippers. It has a handle. The panel itself is even smaller, 35.5 centimeters by 36 maybe. This is textile. That's one of the legs. It has Velcro. We have a charge controller. These are not silicone cable, not too soft. We have a large connector. This is fixed. That's not moving. A Velcro. Probably the controller goes there. Operating the regulator, specifications, frequently asked questions, menu, previous, next, output, toggle, USB, direct power load, battery output in the middle, solar input on the left side. So it comes with this charge controller. The left one, these two, go to the solar panel, as it's even shown there. There's a solar panel. Plus is on the left side, the red, and minus on the right side. The central one is the battery, the plus and minus for the 12 volt, let's say, car battery. And on the right side there's the load, which should be connected with another cable. So that goes to the battery with those clamps. It's pretty strong. The cable is not too thick, but at least it's short, so you won't lose too much power there. So plus is on the right side, plus to plus, and connect it. So red goes to red. Okay, how do you disconnect it? Just pull it. Okay, so that can be connected to the battery through these crocodile connectors. This is on the solar panel. Let's cut this wire holder. And this is longer, it has a meter or so. The cable is thicker. And this one from the solar panel goes to the first one of the charge controller. So the solar panel goes here, battery goes to the middle, and the load goes to the right. Connect the solar panel there. This is just a rubber cover. Oopsie. So these cables are not inserted too well there. Can I push it out somehow? These are the push buttons. Solar charge controller, pulse width modulation type, PWM. Rated voltage, it accepts 12 volts and 24 volts also. Rated current 20 amps. Maximum voltage from the photovoltaics 50 volts. So this is a 12 volt panel, which will give more than 12, of course, because otherwise you cannot charge a 12 volt battery. The voltage needs to be higher. It will give, let's say, 18 volts. The maximum is 50 volts, and the maximum input from the photovoltaics is 260 watts in case of a 12 volt battery. So theoretically it should accept two such panels, because this panel is 100 watts and this accepts 260 watts. So theoretically I should be able to connect here to the first one two such solar panels linked in parallel. And if I link them in series, the voltage will be higher, but of course I need a 24 volt battery for that. And if I use a 24 volt battery, it would accept 520 watts. That would be 4 or maybe 5 such 100 watt panels. Here on the paper it says the open circuit voltage is 21 volts. So if you just connect the solar panel to the battery, 21 volts will be pushed into a 12 volt battery. On the other side we have this drawing, so that's the solar panel, and you also have the charge controller. Power goes from the solar panel to the charge controller on the left side. On the center it exits to a battery. The batteries of course are not included. You need a, let's say, a 12 volt car battery, and you also need an inverter in case you want to use 220 volts devices. Two USBs will output 5 volts for phones or power banks. I'm not totally sure if the battery is totally ignorable, because that's a voltage stabilizer device also. So this part needs to be fixed. Let's just put these back into this pocket and close it. Okay, and how do you open it? Well, on this side we have this blue part. Oh man, it's hard. Huge Velcro, like my hand. Okay, so these are the small legs. This is more solid. That is foldable. Velcro holds it. Oh, it has some weight. It's not 2 grams. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts. Lift up that. Try to do it in the center first. This has one. Put it down there so Velcro will not hold it. How to remove that metal part so that I can solder it into this wire. It has a larger, thicker metal, and it has a thinner down there. Put the knife between those two, like so, and from behind pull out that thick one. And that's it. The other one, the thin metal, remains inside there. And when you push this in, this end will grab it. That hook on the lower left side. That's not a good idea. No. Now I made a cut in it. It's somewhat better from the other side also. Without cutting the metal, the wire, it's holding it better. That way. More. And that's it. For now it is okay. It is acceptable until it breaks. And it weighs around 3.7 kilos, 3.8 even.